9 News Plus weather, sponsored by Carrier Colorado. The future of home comfort is here.
Thanks so much for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and we're going to be looking at least a chance for some measurable snow in Denver late tomorrow night and to early on your Thanksgiving morning. In the mountains, we're certainly looking at a couple of inches of snow, especially along and north of I-70. And the real story, I think, for many of us, especially on Thanksgiving Day, will be some really, really cold temperatures, especially, again, on Thanksgiving Day. Otherwise, though, today, pretty nice outside. In fact, you look outside right now, just a few high clouds overhead, and those part of a separate system. This is actually nothing to do with our current with the next storm system, I should say, for tomorrow night and Thursday morning. This is with a very weak system that's passing off to our north that could lead to some snow up into Wyoming, but for us here in Colorado, we're going to stay snow-free from this current storm. Just a few high clouds overhead, and overall, looking pretty nice outside here on your Tuesday. Now, as we head into your day tomorrow, that's when our next storm system moves on in. That'll lead to at least some light mountain snowfall. Bigger questions for us here along the Front Range, but it looks like we're going to at least see some snowfall most of that Wednesday night, Thursday morning. And Thanksgiving looking pretty cold. Yes, we do have the chance for some morning snow on your Thanksgiving, but I think the story for us on Thanksgiving Day itself will be really chilly temperatures. HD Doppler radar picking up, you can kind of just about pick out a few of those high clouds overhead. Again, no big deal with that current storm, with that storm system. This is the next one that's out across Washington, Oregon, and northern Idaho. That's leading to some rain and some snowfall for us into Washington State and Oregon. That same system, it's a fast mover, and that's going to eventually dip its way down here into Colorado starting late tomorrow night. But I think the bigger impacts for the Denver area will be on early Thursday morning. Mountains, bigger impacts tomorrow night. So the forecast as we head through tomorrow morning, things looking A-OK. We'll wake up tomorrow morning with just a few clouds for us along north of I-70, maybe a stray snow shower on up into far northwest Colorado, but for the most part, we'll wake up to sunny skies and calm conditions on your Wednesday. So the rest of today and tonight looking calm and also fairly mild, already up to 50 degrees for us here in Denver. A lot of 50s for us on the eastern plains, 30s and 40s as we head on up into the higher terrain. Today, temperatures on up into the mid-50s. We do have, again, a few of those high-level clouds for us overhead. Highs will be a little bit above average for us, although we're already about there. We've already topped out in the low 50s and may get a couple more degrees on top of what we've already seen. A few spots in southeast Colorado could get close to 60 degrees for us, but tonight temperatures drop back into the mid-20s. Mostly clear and calm for us with those skies clearing on up from that high-level cloud cover. So, in fact, even though tomorrow night it looks like we'll be getting some of that snow, we'll actually wake up to clearing the skies because, again, the high cloud cover today not in association with that system tomorrow night. Tomorrow, clouds will increase a bit more forcefully, a bit more mid to low-level cloud cover through the day tomorrow. Highs only top out around 50 degrees for us here in Denver. Snow will be likely after dark tomorrow. Winds will also pick up through the day as well tomorrow, especially in the mountains. Those winds will be out of the west at 10 to 20 miles an hour. So the forecast, futurecast, looks like this. We'll see those first snow showers start to develop tomorrow morning. I don't think we see a whole lot stick until about midday or so, or early tomorrow afternoon, especially along and north of I-70. And as we head through the day tomorrow, we'll see that snow gradually increase in coverage and intensity. I think the worst of the driving conditions, if you're driving tomorrow, you're heading up to the mountains tomorrow, I would plan on getting that drive done as soon as possible. The earlier, the better. I think through the day tomorrow will be generally okay. We'll still have some snow, and it'll probably be sticking, especially the further north you go. So Rabbit Ears Pass, Berthoud Pass will be our trouble spots on Highway 40. Peak-to-peak highway could be a little slippery in spots, especially in some of the higher elevations of the peak highway. But I think the bigger issues will be after dark tomorrow. So again, try and get that drive done before, say, about 4:30 tomorrow, and that's when we'll probably be looking, generally speaking, okay, we'll probably have some snow, maybe a little bit of accumulation, but generally speaking, things should be okay. Worst conditions after dark tomorrow, and then we'll see some of that light snow move its way into the Denver area. I think it's going to be through the morning on your Thanksgiving, especially before dawn, and then things gradually clear on up through your Thanksgiving day. It's just going to be on the cold side on our Thanksgiving. So here's what to know in terms of that next storm system. 2 to 4 inches of snow. Most of that will be in the mountains, and most of that will be Wednesday night in the mountains. For the Denver area, it'll be on Thursday morning when we could be looking at a dusting to 2 inches worth of snowfall, and most of that will be before dawn on your Thursday when we're going to be looking at that snowfall for us here in our area. So the snowfall forecast for us here in the Denver area, probably looking at about a dusting, as mentioned, 2 inches. 2 inches more likely the further south you go, so the Palmer Divide, Castle Rock, areas like that is where we could see some more substantial accumulation. Maybe even Highlands Ranch, Ken Carroll. Those are the areas that will probably end up at the highest totals from the system. This looks to be a Palmer Divide special. And then for downtown Denver, probably closer to one, dusting to maybe an inch or so of snow. Further south and west you go, the closer to an inch of snow you'll probably be. And in the mountains, fairly widespread, 2 to 4 inches of snow for us into the higher terrain, especially along north of I-70. Then once we get past that, we really warm on up for your Friday and Saturday. It's cold on Thanksgiving, high of just 40 degrees for us, which is about 10 degrees below the average, and then 50s and 60s for us by Friday and Saturday before we cool back down for the end of the weekend and to the early part of next week. And by the way, that travel outlook across the country looks kind of like this, where I think for the most part, if you're traveling tomorrow on the busiest travel day of the year, I think we're going to be actually pretty okay most of the country. A few flurries in northern New England. We got our snow out here. And then we have some rain showers in Texas and the Arklatex. Most of that looks to be after more tomorrow night. So again, you're traveling throughout the country tomorrow. It looks okay to me. I'm not seeing any real substantial issues anywhere across the country at this point. Again, a bit of light snow for us. I've actually gotten a few questions about whether that will impact flights tomorrow night or Thursday morning. I don't think we're going to be seeing much in the way of trouble was even here in Denver, even with that snow falling. I don't think we'll be even a high-end scenario, an inch of snow. DIA can really handle that pretty well. So I don't think we'll be looking at much in the way of travel issues, not only here, but across the country. So, hey, if you're taken to the car, taken to the air here for your Thanksgiving, looking A-okay for the most part. Again, a few as usual, trouble spots across the country, but even there at the most, you'd be looking at perhaps an hour delay, even in some of those rainier or snowier locations. Hopefully that answers your questions about the upcoming weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabins in at 4 and 5 today, and then Meteorologist Lauren Robinson in at 6, 9, and 10 tonight on the 9 News Family Networks. Once again, I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. Have a great rest of your day.